Welcome to Thorneridge Academy, a game where the academy part of it is more like a fight club rather than like a school, but you'll understand what I mean by that later. I've been playing this game a lot recently, and I have around 54 hours in the game, and this game was so fun that I literally decided to come back to YouTube. I came out of my retirement just so I could make a video on this game. Now, this game isn't exactly for everyone. It's more so people that really like the simplicity of the game. And if you've ever played Bully, which is what this game is based off of, or School of Chaos, you will really enjoy this game. So I remember a while back I made a video on Twatu's Lobotomy Corporation, and I said that it was better than the original game. And when I said that, a lot of people got angry with me, which I do understand why. It's because when I was talking about it, I showed that I barely even played the actual Lobotomy Corporation game, which, by the way, I have actually played a lot more of it now. I'm not that far into it simply due to the fact that I've died a lot. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because when I said that game was better than the Lobotomy Corporation, I'm making a comparison here. This game is most definitely better than, well, I'll say it's better than the online version of Bully that was that recently came out. This game honestly just does it way better, and I've actually played Bully, so this time I actually have a valid opinion on this. Going into this game, I really wasn't expecting much because from first glance it's just like, oh, okay, this is just another Roblox copy of another game that was already popular, like how Violence District copied Dead by Daylight. The difference between Violence District and this game, though, is that Violence District does not really try to be unique or really try to change things up, honestly. Like, even the art style is the same, you get what I mean? But this one is completely different, and it actually adds new mechanics that the original game didn't even have. What pulled me into this game was how clean and simplistic the combat was. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? A lot of the games on Roblox, they are very good with their combat, but to be honest, I kind of label them like parry slop. There's not really a better way for me to say this, honestly. It's just so many games on Roblox now are just filled with just the parry-based combat, and seeing a game like this is just such a breath of fresh air. So to put the combat system in perspective, it's kind of like, if I had to compare it to something, it's pretty much like Untitled Boxing Game. Now, granted, obviously it doesn't have things like ultimates, but everything else is pretty much identical. But do keep in mind though, the combat system is still a little bit different, but it's basically just Untitled Boxing Game, but if it were an open world game. And in Untitled Boxing Game, what you would call styles, in this game we have cliques. Or clicks, I'm not really sure how to pronounce the word, but basically it's just a group that you can choose. There is a group between the jocks, which are very strong and powerful, but also very slow. We have the nerds, which are very fast but kind of weak and they don't really have that much health. We have the delinquents, who are kind of a mix of jocks and nerds at the same time. And then we have the preps, which are kind of just like the default. Honestly, they just look cool. They got blonde hair, they're rich kids. And no, before you ask, there is no gacha system, there's no rerolls. To be honest, you can't really buy anything but cosmetics, and I love that a lot. In this game, if you want something, you either have to look around the map and find items to craft it, which, by the way, there is a lot of stuff to craft, or you can kill players and take their items, or take their money so you can buy other things. Like, you can't really get boosted in this game, and I love that. I seriously love that so much. I think that this game did an amazing job. Seriously, I think it did an amazing job with the combat system. It did an amazing job with the sandbox and how it's so open, and it makes it feel like you can really do whatever you want. I mean, you can even do things like go to class. There's some little roleplay elements mixed in there as well, you know what I mean? And there's a whole bunch of weapons and armors and a lot of techniques, and there's even move sets. I didn't get to talk about that before, but there are different moves that you can equip on your character, and they obviously they all do different things as well. It's really a lot, man. It just sucks that it's a solo dev and this game doesn't really get that much players. But of course, with all games, there are unfortunately some issues. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this game a lot. Otherwise, I wouldn't have came back from, what was it, like 5 or 6 months of not making videos just to make a video on this game. I really want the dev to see this because I think that the game could be so much better than it already is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get into the problems. Going back to the combat topic, I actually think combat in this game is amazing. I don't really necessarily have an issue with the combat itself. I think that all the fighting styles and the moves are like really balanced. Like seriously, you can play every single different fighting style and all of them are just all there's nothing that's like OP, you know what I mean? But the issue I have with the combat is more so a community issue with the fact that this game is riddled with gangs. Every time you join a server, the server is just flooded with multiple people in the same gang, and you can tell because they're all wearing the exact same outfit. I've had to cut out so much footage because most, if not all the time, I was just constantly getting jumped. Like, it's not fun, man. It's really not fun. And the dev actually has addressed this. However, for some reason, he hasn't done anything about it. He's been talking about anti-team mechanic or something like that, but this whole time, he's never really implemented it. You know, so I really wish he would like do that soon because it's so bad that the game is honestly becoming unplayable. I mean, for example, my friend created a group called Peerless, and the only point of the group is just so that when people join his Discord server, there's like a little channel and you can request for the group's help. They don't flood servers or anything like that. It's just a channel so that when people are getting outnumbered, they can come help you. Like, do you understand how crazy that is? Like, you have to create a group just so you can combat the gang issue. This is it's genuinely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So like, please, I really hope this gets changed soon. There needs to be some sort of anti-team measure because this is it's terrible for people that are solo or people that are new. Like, it's absolutely terrible. Now, I understand that this is a solo dev, so it's like, hey, what can you do? You know, you're a solo dev, it's a little difficult to be doing all these things alone, but unfortunately, there are quite a few, but well, actually, to be honest, not really a lot of bugs, which is really unexpected, honestly. There are a couple bugs, but the issue is that they're all game breaking. For example, when you get ragdolled by any means possible, like anything that ragdolls you in this game, it has a chance to just instantly kill you. Bro, what just happened? What? That's dumb because that's been in the game for a while, by the way. Like, it's been reported for a while. There's also some other bugs, like some data issues. Sometimes you'll join the game and like your entire inventory will just be wiped. So, I mean, there is a storage, so people have been just storing their stuff to combat that, but that's clearly just a workaround. Now, I really appreciate it when Roblox games can kind of take their own spin on things. Like, you know, they like to copy things a lot, but I really like it when they really try to be original. In this case, not so much. What I mean by that is the map. So for example, in the actual Bully game, the map is way more open. There's an entire city. When you go outside from the school, there's a football field, there's a girls dorm, and there's a boys dorm. This is just like the inside school map, and it's kind of small for how many people can be in a server. So I really would appreciate it if they, you know, kind of expanded on the map a little bit more. It would really make the game feel a lot more alive. And last but not least, this is more of an opinion thing, not really preference. So kind of take this how you will. I mean, it's I think I've talked about this before in their Discord server, and people were kind of on the fence on whether or not they should do this. But when you join the game, there is a chance to spawn in with a trait. Now, traits are very rare things that affect your character cosmetically, by the way. Like, there's no like benefit in combat or anything like that. So for example, you can spawn in as Gojo, you can have white hair, you can be black, you can be ginger. It's purely cosmetic, but that's kind of the issue I have with that. I'm black, but I can't be black in game because it's extremely rare to spawn as a black person, which, you know, I think that's a little odd. I don't know why everyone in the game is white. Like literally the only trait that makes you change your skin color is being black, but you have to be, I don't know, I just think it's a little weird choice. So I was thinking, maybe they could do something like, you know, maybe adding rerolls. And I know I said before earlier in this video that I like it how there isn't rerolls, but I think it will be fine if it's just cosmetic things, you know, so I could at least, you know, be my own skin color in the game, you know, like, at least, man. But yeah, that about does it for this video. Now, if this game interests you, please go ahead, give it a try. It's on mobile, it's on console, it's on PC. Every single person can play it, so please most definitely do give it a try. The Discord is linked in the description below alongside the game link. And yeah, I also made a comment explaining the whole reason why I haven't been posting, so if that interests you, you know, go ahead and check that out. And yep. So as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and bye bye.